So this one's entitled Period Piece because I'm here to tell a very personal story. Few, actually. Basically, I have very little shame left. College, studying abroad in Scotland for a year, my family and grad school have worn away any sense of decency and refinement that I once had. So I'll gladly share my embarrassing stories to a room full of expectant conservative nuns. Like, no shame. So I went to university in a partying town that was like big on tit flashing. And so I learned how to drink until I basically fell over there. And then I spent a year in Scotland where I sat on rocks in the sea while getting drunk, and where I gave myself a black eye while I was drunk, and then where my friend tossed my bra into a tree while I was drunk and couldn't go chase him down. My family's full of hillbillies who love to make fun of each other, and grad school's fucking exhausting. I have no room left for shame. Exhaustion's taken over. So that's why I'm going to share these small pieces of personal shame with you in order to lighten my load. That's right. I'm going to talk about periods. Periods. If you're uncomfortable with this, feel free to curl up in a ball and cry. Lord knows I've been there. First time I ever got my period was on a family vacation with my mother's extended family at a lake house off Lake Erie. Keep in mind that me, both my brothers, my mom and my dad, my one aunt, my grandma, my other aunt and uncle, and their two sons were there. 3 days before my 13th birthday. We were all eating lunch together, and I went to the bathroom and came back and was freaking the fuck out because I knew what it was, and I didn't have, like, any kind of supplies. So I whispered to my mom, who whispered to my aunt, who whispered to my other aunt, and then they all traipsed after me into the bathroom, and everybody knew. Before that, I thought I got it in a Home Depot, because I went to the bathroom at Home Depot with my shopping with my family. So I came back out and told my mom, and then she, like, followed me back, and she's like, where is it? Turns out it was a red piece of string. Next, before I entirely gotten the hang of the timing and everything, during probably 7th or 8th grade, I don't remember which, but it leaked during class onto my chair. During, like, a quiet reading period during my literature class. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I'm not sure which, it was the one day of the month where we were allowed to bring in soda, and I happened to have like a Tahitian treat or something like that, like something bright red. So I blamed it on that and said that it must have spilled on my chair. None of the guys were suspicious, but the girls all knew. My next horror story is, it's still painful to talk about to this day, but I'm going to share with you in terms of maybe, I don't know, edification. Learning to use tampons. My mom doesn't use them, so when I was learning how to use them, I was very confused, I think, by the process of them because I'd read about them and I'd heard of ones with applicators and without applicators, and I was very confused. So I thought you were supposed to insert the entire applicator in there and then leave it there. Which is painful as hell, I might add, and also doesn't work. So I was very confused as to why it wasn't working and why it hurt so much. Turns out having a giant piece of plastic in your vagina is uncomfortable for long periods of time. Another family vacation, we were at the beach, and so I was trying to use one and had to pull my mom aside. This is shamefully old. Like, I should have known by this point how to use a tampon. She's like, I don't understand what happened. Like, and I explained it. She's like, no, you're supposed to take that back out. So I attempted to take it back out and had this like weird suction moment that hurt like a motherfucking bitch. And I screamed kind of like, screamed like someone who's trying to pull something hard out of her nether regions. And my mom offered to take it out for me. I think I was in high school at this point. Like, a girl needs to know how to use a tampon by then, and I did not. The worst of the stories I have because it hurts so bad. During the first time I was attempting to learn how to use them, and I was really confused about it, my mom sent my dad to the store to get petroleum jelly to use as some kind of lubricant. I guess I was probably 13 at that time, but she sent my dad to the store. Obviously, I had to tell him what he was buying and why. So that I could apparently stick something up my cooter. Because I, again, thought you had to stick the whole applicator up there and leave it there. And then lastly, this one's just kind of hilarious. Some guy once tried to gently caress me through like a pad, even though I repeatedly drunkenly told him that I was on the rag, and I used that exact phrase, on the rag. And he was just, either he didn't hear it or wasn't paying attention, but he was really insistent that that sensation would go through and wasn't happening, was not happening. I'm going to turn this video into an issue of Girls Life from the 1990s. Add some comments, add some embarrassing stories of your own, add some, oh my god, someone saw this string and it was a boy I had a crush on. Add some of those. Those are comedy gold. And if you like my videos, subscribe. Thanks.